Super Mario
Pokemon
is the gist of the freshest Pokemon Romhack on the scene, Mariomon. Developed by a team that includes Alpharad, creator of famous videos such as the Meme Team, the Romhack has a completely original story and tattle decks. 150 of your favourite Mario enemies and Birdo are ready to be captured and used in battle. When I first heard about this hack, I thought, oh, that's cool. Then went back to playing Overwatch. But as the days went by, I realised that this game could be something more. A platform for change. You see, for years there is one section of the Mario franchise that has been universally slandered. The water levels. Slower movement, constantly having to avoid unkillable enemies unless you have a power up like the Fire Flower, and occasionally having to deal with a suffocating oxygen meter are some of the most common talking points I stole from Reddit. Unfortunately, this negative reputation the water has fostered has inevitably tainted the inhabitants of said H2O2. I've previously raised respect for these guys in Mario Kart World, but today I'm taking my talents to Pokemon by conquering the Mushroom Kingdom only using enemies found in water levels.
Okay, let's go.
It wouldn't be long, 5 minutes 42 seconds to be precise, before we encountered our first ocean dweller in Blooper. The iconic squid is the water type capture you can choose at the beginning of your playthrough. I have a long, detailed grudge with this guy, dating all the way back to New Super Mario Bros. Wii. The bloopers in that game would move in random directions, so child me found them pretty difficult when combined with the limited movement you have underwater. That's even if you could defeat them, since you needed at least a Fire Flower to even damage them in the first place. Looking back, it was most definitely a skill issue, but some blooperologists agree that such qualities have made them quite undesirable in the Mario community. And now there's even evidence that Nintendo feels the same. Blooper was the only one of Mario's OG enemy cast to not appear at all in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And despite Mario Kart World letting almost everyone behind the wheel, Blooper was unfortunately still confined to the item box.
Michael! Don't leave me here!
This guy is in need of a serious reputation boost, so hopefully me and Calamar here can put our differences aside to build something special. Our first objective? Eliminate Luigi and the bomb he is carrying. Professor Egad then proceeds to explain the plot of this game. If you somehow haven't watched Alpharad's video and don't know what's going on, then basically, Princess Peach has organised a game involving two types of players, commanders and movers. Fancy names for trainers and Pokemon. To win the game, a commander must capture a team of movers and collect 8 power stars. Each star resides in a different world of the kingdom, protected by a star holder. Again, just a fancy name for gym leader. During this entire explanation, I was being heavily stared down by Piranha Plant, clearly irritated that I've just sentenced them to a lifetime of being a garden decoration. Whoever can gather all of the power stars will be granted a wish from the princess herself. Some might wish for riches, fame, Donkey Kong Bonanza at a reasonable price, but once we're done, I guarantee all I'll humbly request is that our ocean friends are properly respected. With our wish planned out, we make headway to our first Power Star location, Princess Peach's castle. No Pokemon are caught along our path, but a fair few Toad's dreams are crushed. I should mention that because this is one of those woke DEI Pokemon hacks, we have infinite rare candies at our disposal, and a level cap to crash into the ceiling of. I use a couple of the candies to level up Calamar before my moral conscience takes over. Outside the palace we meet a Toad that is very enthusiastic about fishing, so much so that he uses capital letters and gives us one of his rods for good measure. I immediately plunge that bad boy into the water, and there's no surprise what's on the end of it when I pull it out. The Cheep Cheep is Mario's most iconic underwater foe, their appearance dating all the way back to the first ever Mario game, so having one on the team would do wonders for our cause. I cast the rod a few more times to see if there's anything else lurking in the moat, and would you look at that, a Skeeter crops up. I had to think long and hard about whether to let this guy into the water level club, because I know as soon as I do, I'll get at least 7 comments arguing that because these guys exclusively live above bodies of water, they don't qualify as water dwellers. Therefore, to use Skeeter would make me a
Cheater McPeter Eater.
Luckily, like any good YouTuber, I have managed to craft an amazing defense against these allegations. First of all, they're in a lot of levels that are technically water levels, including that one ocean one in Mario Galaxy 2. And secondly, I want to use one. Therefore, I officially decree that Skeeters have spent enough time touching water to become honorary inhabitants. Congratulations and welcome to the Team Shifty. Once I had all my captures, I went to an underground area to see if there were maybe any spooky fish, but nope, just cheap cheeps. Not wanting to waste any more time, we head inside Peach's castle. To prove our value to the princess, we're forced to clear some unremarkable partner battles with Luigi. Apparently rescuing a kidnapping victim 10 times doesn't mean you're worthy enough, but knocking out a random Koopa Trooper is. Once all battles are done, the first star holder is revealed as none other than Princess Peach. Peach, you didn't tell me you were holding a game. Why did you leave me out, sad face emoji? Right, so now Bowser's here, and he's mad because he wasn't invited to participate in the game. Can't even abduct someone anymore without consequences. I told you this game was woke. The King of the Koopas jumps us in rage, but all he accomplishes is solidifying himself as a massive fraud. His 2 captures get promptly squished, and then he decides to cheat and throw himself into the battlefield. What follows next is what I can only describe as a humiliation ritual, as Bowser is soloed by Fish the Cheep Cheep, after getting flinched 5 times with Bite. Did I just lose to my own minions? No, you lost to one minion, this guy. So Bowser storms out the castle, potentially on his way to fill out a McDonald's application, which means it's finally time to face off against the Princess of Peaches. Fish's generational performance against Bowser meant they had earned the lead position against Peach's team of 3, facing off now against the car from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The 2 trade blows, but Fish narrowly comes out on top. Peach then sends out her second capture, Crazy D? Crazy Daisies are flower-like creatures featured in the Yoshi's Island series and Paper Mario series. Wow, I actually learned something by playing a Romhack, who would have thought? Anyway, Bite bounces off the flower, revealing it's probably a fairy type, and Round sends my fish to the Shadow Realm. Shifty comes in looking for revenge, although all they find is a good night's rest, as they're instantly put to sleep by Daisy's Effect Spore ability. Wake me up inside, can't wake me up inside, save me, call my name and save me from the something. Calamar comes in, finishing off Crazy D, and Peach reveals her final capture, a baby Yoshi. The stare this thing gave me had me reconsidering all my life decisions. So naturally, I poisoned them. Unfortunately, a clutch Aurum Berry bails the infant out, and they proceed to unalive Calamar with a return. I guess this is what I deserve for gassing a baby. Can I even say that on YouTube? My second attempt used a slightly different strategy, which made this children's game a lot easier. I led Shifty, whose boosted bug bites 2-shot Biddy-Bug. Instead of bringing Daisy in next, Peach opts to go straight for Baby Yoshi. This works out super well, since I can use my bug bite to steal and eat their Aurum Berry, like taking berries from a baby. This just leaves Daisy, who is taken out by an Aqua Jet from Calamar after a nervy battle with narcolepsy. 1 star down, 7 more to go.
Attention, we have some breaking news. So while Bowser was out putting fries in the bag, Princess Daisy stole his airship in World 2. She also has a power star. So you should probably check that out, Mario. Okay, bye.
Well, I guess I should probably check that out. World 2 is a puzzling place high above the clouds. Getting through it requires you to hit these switches that manipulate the quantum realm and make these red and green blocks phase in and out of reality. Some of these switches can only be activated by having a bullet bill crash into them kamikaze style. If you're red-green colorblind, don't worry, I'm sure there are other Romhacks out there for you to play. Midway through our journey to the ship, we stop off at a local town and bump into the fisherman again. This time he says they have a gift Pokemon for us to pick up, for the low price of 500 Mario bucks. Now it might be clear to you guys that I'm not very familiar with the names of Mario creatures, so when I saw the name Podoboo, and also taking into account this interaction was probably inspired by the Magikarp salesman from Pokemon, I was very excited to see what mystery fish the squad would be gaining. This is not a fish. This is a fire hazard. Come on, I can't use this guy. He practically stands against everything I'm working towards. It's like if a Team Aqua grunt walked into work one day with a Nummel. Anyway, as we near the ship, we find a rather embarrassed Bowser. In a desperate attempt to save face, he changes the settings of every bullet bill launcher in the area to fire at us if we step into their line of sight. I'm not complaining. That's a free shiny reaction video right there. I did briefly consider picking one up for the team, since technically bullet bills have been used in underwater levels before, but after some research, I realized I was greatly mistaken. See, these aren't bullet bills, they're torpedo Teds. Small difference I know, but I doubt you would like it if I started calling you by the wrong name. Michael. So normally you're meant to go through a gauntlet of Bowser's grunts with an admin at the end to reach the airship, but I accidentally figured out that if you bait this bullet bill and then run for your life into this corner, you can skip basically the entire thing. It's a bit tricky to pull off since sometimes the bullet bill will randomly go adios, but it's funny nonetheless. Right before we're set to board, we have our first evolution of the run, when Calamar turns into a bubble blooper and gets significantly more glorpy. On the other side of the pipe, we get our first glimpse of the renovations Daisy has made to the ship, and Bowser is pretty mad about them. We're once again challenged to a rage-induced battle, but Bowser's captures are again destroyed without much effort. Of course I made sure it was Fish that finished the lizard off. Bowser realizes he's late for his shift on the grill, and so promptly leaves, clearing the path to board the brand new Daisy Cruiser. One Mario Strikers inspired puzzle later, Daisy jumps down and challenges us to a battle. She only uses ground type captures, so our assortment of water types have a significant advantage over her. Shifty swiftly takes out both Pokey and Monty Mole with bug bites, and Daisy is forced to reveal her ace capture, Twister. Darude's Sandstorm over here is actually really strong for this point in the game, with triple digit base stats in special attack, special defense and speed. But those numbers mean nothing when matched against our newly evolved Calamar. 2 bubble beams later, Daisy gifts us with our second Power Star. Choo choo side quests, because this Mario train isn't stopping. We headed immediately to World 3, a tropical place that immediately raised my hopes of finding some new team members. However, before we can pour the pina coladas, we run into quite a big problem. See, when Shifty hit level 18, he evolved into a Scuttlebug, and to put it bluntly, this guy does not belong near water, like, at all. Its only appearances in the Mario series are in caves and forests. Never has it appeared in a water level. Also, no pun intended, I think this capture is straight up bugged, because when I evolved them, they wanted to learn a bunch of fighting type moves. This, combined with the fact that some versions of Scuttlebug wear boxing gloves, made me think this guy was probably supposed to change into a bug fighting type. But one look at the summary shows us there's still a water bug. I was already on thin ice letting this guy onto the team in the first place, so I think it's a pretty good time for us to part ways. Fortunately, when one Mariomon shaped door closes, another one opens. Out of great concern our team would only have 2 members, I desperately began fishing on the beach. Things were looking bleak as I fished up cheap after cheap. But just when I was about to give up on the challenge, a lifeline descended from the heavens above in the form of Gushen. You remember Gushen, right? Those octopus you could take control of in Mario Odyssey, force them to drain all of their water supply, and then leave them to dry out? Yeah, they're in this game. It's okay, Octomum. I promise to take better care of you than 99% of Odyssey players. Diamond City is a place so lazy that you can pay 500 Mario bucks to teleport a few tiles. So it was no surprise to me that the star holder here was Wario. He's locked himself behind a metal door guarded with 3 passwords. So we must go around the city fighting characters that I think are from the WarioWare franchise to open the door. I never played the games, I'm sorry. Losing to Jimmy T made me realise we needed a little more firepower, literally. Turns out Fish was only a level away from being the slightly stronger Cheap Chomp. And I was incredibly unaware that Octomum evolves using the red shell item. And we can go ahead and pick one up immediately at the department store. Everyone say hello to our first boss capture. Brigadier Mollusk Lancer III, Dauphine of Bublain, or Molescal for short. The lava you have to clear off their head in their boss battle was apparently enough to grant them the rare water fire typing. Finally, our strategy against grass types is no longer praying to the fish gods. The upgraded team makes quick work of Jimmy T, another Luigi battle, and Ashley. Well, that last one was kind of a lie because I said I didn't want to battle her, so she just gave me the final password and kicked me out of her house. The joys of free will. Anyway, Wario explains that he's been locked in developing his own game that's supposedly better than the one everyone is currently playing. Well, by developing, he means ripping off another game and pretending it's his own. Weird. I didn't know Marvel Rivals was in Mariomon. The game he's ripping off might appear a bit more clear after you see it malfunction. Because then we're thrown into a battle against Pokemon Trainer Red, who's using Blue's theme for some reason. On paper his team is extremely buff for this point in the game, but in true Generation 1 fashion, none of his Pokemon have any good moves. We do struggle a bit with a Shockwave spamming Lapras, because this fella is tanky, and I have nothing to hit it with super effectively. But in the end, everyone's favourite Mute poses no real threat to us. Defeating Red crashes Wario's game, so he crashes out, angrily vowing that if the game can't beat us, he'll just have to do it himself. Right after we've been healed though, he's chill about that. Rough, challenging, and difficult are all 3 things that this Star Holder battle was not. With the help of a few lucky Scald Burns, Octomum just sat on his entire team of Dark-type captures. In fact, she clutched up so hard that it made me look up her stat total on the wiki. 140 HP, 90 defense, and 110 special defense? Yeah, you are fantastic. You are a fantastic capture, Octomum. Before slipping through World 4's pipe, I head back to Toad Town, which is basically the hub area of this game. Here you can take part in Toadette's battle challenges to win items like this Quick Claw. I can only do one though because the second challenge is a VGC battle that requires 4 captures, and we're 1 short of channeling our inner Wolf Glick. Once we've beaten up a Kamek shaped roadblock, we can head down to World 4. The permanent rain here does wonders for our team, allowing Octomum to 2-shot even resisted captures like this Fishbone. The Fisher Toad tells me he's picked it up from Diamond City, and after I received a good rod from the house up ahead, I managed to put 2 and 2 together. Well, I mindlessly fished in the river a bit first, of course. I'm going to be so real with you, I didn't know that Fishbone had an official name. I only knew them as the dry bones fish that would make an elevator sound and try to smash into you if they saw you. Nowadays, everyone knows them as the single most WTF addition to Mario Kart's driver roster. By WTF I of course mean what the fish. In a way, Skelly here is auditioning, a stellar performance in battles, and I might just consider them for my Mario Kart World main. As we proceed deeper into World 4, we begin to understand just what's going on with the place. Governor and Starholder Waluigi has abolished global currency, in favour of an alternate one, purple coin. You can't buy anything here with real money. There's only two ways to get purple coins. Gamble them in the casino, or beat up the gamblers. I will not endorse the first method to my young and impressionable audience, so we gather some currency the old-fashioned way. We use up 100 of our coins to buy a Koopa shell that lets us surf across water, but to my knowledge there are no new creatures to encounter on the waves right now. We're forced to use the shell to take an unnecessary detour to avoid the unnecessary entry fee going through the city's main entrance. While Luigi resides all the way at the back of his casino. If I launched a dodgy cryptocurrency, I'd probably be in hiding too. You progress through the area by flicking switches that cost purple coins, each area having slot machines that have better odds than the last. Bowser is also here. I guess losing his ship caused him to hit rock bottom, and resort to the sweet release of gambling. His team is a little tougher than last time, his electric type Mecha Koopa being particularly irritating. However, there are three things certain in this world: death, taxes, and Bowser getting eaten by Fish again. I guess the Koopa King had enough nutrients in him to let Fish evolve into their final form, the spiky Porkapuff. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I wasted a lot of time trying to figure out this puzzle. So much so that I couldn't hold back the urge anymore to gamble. I got a big win though, so what's the message of this story? Follow your dreams, I guess? After accumulating some serious purple coin debt, we're thrust by the movement panels into Waluigi's man cave. He gives us this long spiel about what it means to be a gamer, which I'm like 70% sure is an Alpharad bit I don't understand because I'm getting senile in my old age. Waluigi uses exclusively poison types. I'll nod to both his purple coins and the toxicity of his fans when he wasn't added to Smash Bros. You can tell this man owns a casino because his entire battle strategy revolves around random chance. Getting his lead catcher Swoop to spam acupressure, a move that sharply raises a random stat, and then using Baton Pass, which transfers the stat boosts into whoever he swaps into. Additionally, all of Waluigi's captures hold staff berries that boost a random stat by 2 stages if they go under 25% health. The first of these captures to give me trouble was Waluigi's own Porkapuff, who basically one-shot Skelly with a strong jaw boosted bite. Unknowns to him, we have our own Fish, who's much cooler. With our new partial poison typing, we can wall almost all of Waluigi's team. And after a bit of a slugfest, we prove ourselves as the superior Porkapuff. Fish then proceeds to take out both Shrewboyd and Tarantox, then takes a well-earned rest as I swap him out for Octomom. Huff and Puff is too busy spamming Substitute to fight, and the battle is finished after the weakened Baton Passer Swoop is knocked out with Scald. Waluigi lets out a hearty wah and evaporates, leaving behind the 4th Power Star. World 5 is the Jungle Kingdom, the home of Donkey Kong and Drama. After taking an enormous amount of L's, Bowser decided he needed one of his own in Luigi, so he teamed up / forced himself in a team with our brother to collect the Power Stars. I haven't felt this betrayed since that fisherman sold me that fireball. Hopefully we can use said betrayal to develop our team further. Look at Calamar for example. Everyone around him has been evolving into their final forms, and he's just been stuck being Glorpy. It's not a hot take to say he hasn't been nearly as useful as Octomom or Fish in the last 2 major battles. Well, this starter capture has had enough of being overshadowed, and it's not long after moving through World 5 that Calamar evolves into a Gloopa Blooper. This boss enemy is iconic for showing just how much of a psychopath our protagonist is, because the way Mario chooses to defeat this guy in Super Mario Sunshine is by brutally ripping off all their limbs one by one, and then yanking on its mouth until its eyes turn purple. Well, I'm sure they're on better terms now. The next part of the hack sees us team up with Captain Toad on a crusade against members of the Kong army. There are some points where I have to play as the captain to progress, abandoning all my fish in the process. Some of you might say this challenge is invalid now, but since this is technically an out-of-body experience, I do not accept any responsibility for my action. Highlights of our jungle adventures include visiting the safari zone, witnessing our new friend get shot out of a cannon, and a game-breaking glitch that forced me to restart and lose pretty much all my progress in World 5. The journey finishes with Mario and Toad attempting to stop Bowser and Kamek from stealing the golden banana, leading to an intense multi-battle. Don't ask why we're partnered up with a T-Rex, cause I'm not sure either. Our Jurassic friend takes out Kamek's paratrooper with Thrash, but is bonked by Chain Chomp in the process. Skelly then uses Dive to go under the non-existent water, as Hammerbro uses Rain Dance. But when we resurface, Hammerbro decides he'd rather let it snow instead. Spike Top slaps Skelly with a knockoff, meaning Octomum has to make an appearance and cook Chain Chomp with Fire Pledge, whilst Hammerbro changes the weather to rain again. Have you ever thought about, like, attacking? Despite the ever-changing climate, Octomum beats both Spiketop and Kamek, eliminating the wizard from the battle. For some reason, Bowser clobbering Hammerbro made my HP bar unreadable. I guess we'll just put this down as another funny bit. Fish and Toad's Dino Rhino proceed to slap Bowser and his pet Mecha Koopa. Then Big Man Donkey Kong arrives to slap the cuffs on the duo. It's the leader of the bunch, you know him well. It's time to get it. The fight for the 5th Power Star is both a double battle and also the first to use a leader with 2 types, grass and fighting. Makes sense, I guess. Boil Donkey Kong down and all you really have are bananas and punching. The grass typing sounds scary against a team of water dwellers on paper, but you have to remember that 3/4 of our team have types that protect them from hay fever. Additionally, I've been hard at work strategizing, cooking up a combination that was sure to trip up the highly intelligent Donkey Kong. See, inside the temple we found a move tutor that could teach Water Pledge to Kalamar. For those unaware, this move can combine with Fire Pledge, another move already known by Octomum. If both attacks are used in the same turn of a double battle, it creates a rainbow effect over our team that doubles the chance of the move's secondary effects occurring. A Scald that can burn a target, and a Muddy Water that can lower a target's accuracy by 60% each? Yes please. Except the combination just didn't work. Haha, funny bit Alpharad. Luckily we had a backup plan in place. Kalamar's special attack stat. If Mariomon was a real game, then Glooper Blooper would have the highest special attack of any water starter, sitting at a whopping 130. With the help of Octomum, Kalamar washes away the rest of Donkey Kong's team. And now the D in DK officially stands for defeat. So, the pipe to the Metro Kingdom is broken. Hopping in it takes us to the Sand Kingdom instead, and at this point I was really beginning to question the infrastructure behind the Mushroom Kingdom. Must be old DEI toads. You might also question the morals behind bringing a team of 4 water dwellers to a desert baked in the scorching hot sun. To that I have to say, you're probably right, do not send this video to Peter. Anyway, Kamek is freezing the desert for some reason, and while that does sound very promising for our party's life expectancy, it isn't good for the local tourism. So I guess we'll have to put a stop to that while we're here. Conveniently, he's hiding out in the exact tower that leads to the Metro Kingdom, so confronting Kamek is actually really convenient. Side note, we're going to have an uncomfortable dialogue about Skelly's viability, because I physically rolled my eyes after seeing her almost get one-shot by an unboosted Kamek Psybeam. Oh well, I guess there's still some time left for her to redeem herself and secure that Mario Kart main position. With Kamek dealt with, we head up the final ladder and end up in the Metro Kingdom. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how that makes sense too. My bearings indicate we've spawned in New Donk City, Mario's equivalent of NYC. To confirm this, I talked to this fisherman and confirmed that he is depressed. Would you look at that? My theory was correct. And the guy even gives us his super rod. Thank you, depressed fisherman. Try not to drown yourself. So let's go back to World 5 and see what we can find with our super rod.
Hello there.
Oh, hey there buddy. Morays, more commonly referred to as that terrifying eel, have been scaring the life out of children and man-children alike for decades. It isn't far-fetched to say that their dashing looks combined with the fact that they're almost always invincible has contributed to the general hatred of water levels. Maurice will continue that theme of fear with its scarily high base attack stat of 150, putting him on par with the likes of Groudon and Zacian when he puts the sword in his mouth. With our new demon in hand, we head back to the city to spectate a battle between Luigi and Power Star holder Pauline. Luigi defeats her, but immediately challenges us to a battle too. Maurice instantly pulls his weight by not only showing how terrifying back sprites can look, but also by smacking Luigi's Goomba stack, Stroll and Stew, and the big man himself, King Bob-omb. Once our brother has been royally humbled, we head inside the town to find Pauline with quite the predicament. The plumbing of the city is out of whack, and absolutely none of the toilets are working. This puzzled Mario, as he wasn't aware toilets existed in this game, and he's been holding it in since World 3. Unfortunately, as we're a full-time plumber and only a part-time capture enslaver, we enter the sewers trying to fix the problem. Turning certain valves in the sewer lets water flow, allowing us to swim through the waste-infested water in search of the problem at hand. This problem would turn out to be Bowser's minions messing up the water system, and then in celebration of no one being able to poop, the King of Koopas is doing a piano recital. Also, it appears the sewer water has given me the power to phase through soldiers. Getting on stage would definitely upset Bowser. Do it anyways? Hell yeah! Bowser's senior royal guards rush on stage to defend the sacred piano, and the stats of their captures are boosted by his sweet serenade. Unfortunately, the tunes weren't enough, and our team makes fish food of Corporal Powerplonk, Private Goomp, and Sergeant Guy. With the sewer system solved and Bowser's concert cancelled, 6 Power Star holder Pauline accepts our challenge. Initially, I was unaware that she specialised in steel types, so in retrospect, it was really dumb of me to set up toxic spikes with Fish. The spiky fella can redeem himself a little by knocking out Bristol with Waterfall, but is left floundering after a few headbutts from Banzai Bill. Maurice can come in and do a lot of chip damage with the combination of ability Rough Skin, paired with the item Rocky Helmet, but can't land a 90% accurate Aqua Tail to save their life. Banzai Bill knocks themselves out, and out comes Snoozorb, a Steel Electric type. Our team had picked up a lot of counters to grass types, but our counters against electric types were scarily thin. Maurice doing like 70% damage to Snoozorb with a singular Aqua Tail is also pretty scary, and Skelly Avengers our newest ally with Crunch. They can't do a whole lot of damage against Chain Chomp before fainting, but unknowingly to Pauline, I've been playing this whole battle with one octopus shaped hand tied behind my back. Octomom puts her super effective fire typing to good use by one-shotting both Chain Chomp and Pauline's last capture, Clubber. Defeated by both brothers, Pauline has no choice but to launch us into space. That's chill with me though, because that's exactly where the 7th Power Star is. We land at the Comet Observatory, where Rosalina fills us in on our next bit of filler. We need to pick up 5 silver stars scattered around space, 2 on the left of the observatory, and 3 on the right. There's also a capture found on the right side that might shock you when I say they're going to be the final member of our team. Everyone meet Baby Penguin. This is the part of the video where I attempt to justify why this pure ice type bird is being added to a team of sea creatures. Well, for one, penguins are classed as aquatic animals. Google's AI summary told me so. Additionally, penguins are present in all the ocean levels in the Mario Galaxy franchise, and if I left my Wii on for an infinite amount of time, this penguin would never drown, proving that these guys can breathe underwater. Furthermore, the penguin suit in Super Mario Bros. Wii significantly increases Mario's swim speed, even allowing him to swim against currents. Finally, I desperately needed a final team member after the whole situation with Skeeter. I named my baby penguin Starfall, because we first encountered them in space, not because of any antics one might have got up to with them in Mario 64. One rare candy later, and our baby penguin is looking a lot less baby and a lot more, actually, Why is he looking at me like that? No, literally. That's the Pokédex entry this guy comes with. We get silver stars by talking to Lumas and challenging their captures with boosted stats, including their own freaky penguin, but the Lumas are going to have to try a little harder than that. Now I've got a full party at my disposal. With 5 silver stars in hand, we can launch ourselves to Princess Rosalina. Is she a princess? I think she's a princess. However, there's a little preparation I'd like to do first. Because it's taken about 5 to 7 business days to build a team of 6 captures, I haven't been able to take on Toadette's final battle challenge as it requires a full squad. Winning here allows the coveted ability patch to be bought, an item that brings out a capture's hidden ability. This item gives us a lot more options for our team, but honestly, a lot of them are pretty terrible, except for one, Fish. Turns out their hidden ability is Drizzle, which summons the rain for 5 turns. 8 if I give them the Damp Rock. Not only is the rain great for our entire team's damage output, minus Optimum and the Penguin, it doubles the speed of the numerous captures we have with the Swift Swim ability. Despite Rosalina being a Psychic type specialist, I lead our newly unlocked capture holding the Damp Rock. Fish puts the rain to good use by one-shotting Luma after using and also smacking her ace capture Lubba with just 1 waterfall. Just ignore that it was a crit, okay? Third capture Yux easily survives the fishy onslaught and knocks us out with Psycho Cut. Skelly then does what she does best, revenge killing the weakened enemy in front of her and then immediately getting one shot by their next capture. It was time for Calamar to step up to the plate, putting the Toxic Spike to good use by blinding Mr. I with a boosted Venoshock. The clutchest squid I know then proceeds to survive the final capture Starbag Psychic on 8 HP, knocking them out with another Venoshock. Wow, only 2 of our captures fainted that time. Now one of them was Skelly, so it was basically only 1. Our ocean dwellers have got hands. Enough semi-sarcastic praise. We don't have much time to waste now. Luigi has gone over to Bowser's castle, and he's locked himself behind a room with Kamek and Bowser Jr. Normally we'd call a SWAT team or something, but my dwindling faith in the Mushroom Kingdom's infrastructure makes me think I'm just better going in myself. To open the door, we'll need access to the Bowser key hidden somewhere in the castle. This place is deadly. Koopa Trooper admins around every corner, shiny bullet bill cannons, and enough wild encounters to make the game give you an infinite repel before entering. Somewhere in the castle also lies the lava resistant shell upgrade, allowing us to surf while being, well, lava resistant. Using this we can grab the bullet bill key, Bubbles key, and finally the Bowser key, beating up his quite frankly useless royal guards in the process. Now I've played enough Pokemon Romhacks to know that behind this door lies all the hallmarks of a final confrontation. So I put in a little extra effort by giving all our captures Nature Mints that make the most out of their stats. Colour me surprised though, because behind that door, instead of any final battle, it seemed I had walked in on a domestic between Luigi and Bowser. Where's Jeremy Kyle when you need him? Lying in a heap of heartbreak, stolen airships, and rejected McDonald's applications, Bowser finally snapped. Ah, so there's the final confrontation I was looking for. Because he's basically my dedicated lead at this point, combined with wanting to inflict a cheeky bit of PTSD on Bowser at the beginning of the battle, Fish is led to set up Toxic Spikes, and expertly tanks a bulk up boosted high horsepower from Chain Chomp. Normally I'd let a capture die in this scenario, but in this case I'd like to save them because, well, you know why. And Maurice comes in to shield the boosted hits and knock out Chain Chomp. Then my Penguin decided she wanted to explode, and I really didn't know how to think about that. Sumo Bro steps up as Bowser's second capture, but falls easily, due to them inexplicably only using the water type move Razor Shell. I guess there's something, or someone, else on Bowser's mind that's preventing him from selecting the correct moves. Banzai Bill bonks Maurice just as the rain runs out, conveniently letting me melt them with Octomom. It appeared Kamek's mind was somewhere else too, given that he kept using the not very effective signal beam on Octomom. Is there some sort of love triangle going on here with my brother? Whilst on the brink of being knocked out, Kamek remembers he has other moves, and Air Slash knocks out Octomom. Skelly comes in to knock out Kamek with Shadow Sneak, and I think you know what happens the turn after. Starfall arrives and skillfully dodges Mechachomp's gear grind, uses Snowscape to make it snow, and knocks them out with superpower, which made me feel a little more confident in the Penguin's mental state. With nothing left to lose, Bowser throws himself into the ring. A critical hit Icicle Crash does about 65%, meaning I could probably KO him next turn with Starfall, but I think we both know this battle could only end one way. So long, Gay Bowser. Or so we thunk. Like every above average Mario game, Bowser's final battle comes with a second phase. Using the 7 power stars Luigi gathered, plus the one that Peach gave to his son for some reason, he uses a wish to transform into Giga Bowser. Looks like we'll have to team up with Luigi for this one. This behemoth probably has a stat total higher than anything we've seen so far, and has some major stat boosts to top it off. However, Fish gives a middle finger to the concept of a stat raise by landing a critical hit waterfall, doing about 45% to Bowser. Chucker Stacks following Head Smash does about 20%, so in one turn we've effectively halved the super boss's HP. Hashtag RIP Chucker Stack though. Eventually, with some poison chip damage, Fish is in a prime position to slay Bowser, but Luigi's private finishes him off before I get the chance. Sorry guys, I guess the fun police are here. Luigi then, with the strength of someone who's just left a toxic relationship, deals the final blow to Bowser, putting an end to the King of Koopas once and for all, and granting us our 8th Power Star. Of course, in the Mario universe, there is no such thing as a victory road, so they took the most popular road in the Mushroom Kingdom and stuck it at the end of the game. Instead of annoying puzzles that require 4 different HMs to complete, we're tasked with competing in something much more serious: go-karting. To progress, we must avoid unstable floors, launch onto boost panels and climb waterfalls, for some reason. But we managed with only one member of the team getting carsick. At the apex of the colourful dungeon lies one last challenge: Luigi. Unfortunately, at this point in the game, his captures are just too weak to keep up with our rain boosted fish, but I appreciate the effort he went through getting this far. It was an honour to knock out Chuck Stack one last time. Beyond the peak of Rainbow Road houses merchants that sell items. I don't think setting up shop here was the wisest idea, but hey, it's convenient for us. Before I take on the Elite Four and get a wish to improve the lives of our fish, it's time we get our last orders in check. By that I mean backtracking through the whole game and spending an egregious amount of coins on healing items, TMs, and move tutors I didn't know existed. Anyway, without further ado, here is the final squad. Fish the Porkerpuff with Toxic Spikes, Poison Fang, Waterfall, and Flip Turn. Octomom the Brigadier Mollet long name with Scald, Flamethrower, Rapid Spin, and Overheat. Skelly the Fishbone with Aquajet, Shadowbone, Liquidation, and Flip Turn. Maurice the Moray with Glare, Crunch, Coil, and Aquatail. Starfall the Penguin with Playrough, Triple Axle, Snowscape, and Superpower. And finally, Calamar the Gooper Blooper with Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam, Snipe Shot, and Venoshock. Ready to bring justice to the fish? Let's just hop straight in. What are we feeling? Are we feeling the top left, the top right? Sees a castle of lava. Bowser? Oh, it's Kamek. Kamek's Elite Four? Okay, okay. Me and my masterful stratagems shall finally defeat you, Mario. Okay, so is he gonna throw himself in the ring this time? Oh, he's setting up the sun. But we're slower, so we set up the rain. Way. I don't know if I want to waste turns setting up 2 layers of toxic spikes, because like, yeah, he's just gonna do that. Okay, now I'm gonna flip turn. Oh, he's got wild charge. Oh no, that might one-shot me. Fish, you are a beast. You're a certified beast demon. I did not know that thing got wild charge. It makes kind of sense why it would get wild charge. It's a big sparky thing. Anyway, Skelly, go. Will this kill? Because, as we all know, Skelly cannot kill anything to save his life. No, oh my god. Bro, you are not being my Mario Kart main. I'm sorry. I know it's like part dragon, probably, but like still, principle still stands. He does throw himself in the ring. We've got Swift Swim Shadow Bone, so I'm pretty sure you're just dead, Chief. Amazing. But realistically, once we knock Kamek out, we should just win the fight, because like, how is he still throwing balls out? I know this thing has Flame Body, but like, my brain cells aren't moving fast enough to like care about that. Okay, you know, I might have trashed on Skelly just a bit, because that's kind of what I've been doing all series. Oh. Hello? Bruh, it's Octomom, but it's not Octomom because it's male, it's bloody Octodad. Shall I have a bit of domestic abuse? I can't say that. I mean, shall we put the two against each other? Because that could be quite funny. Go on, Octomom. Have a scrap with Octodad. For Octomom, you're taking a beating here. To be fair, I remember this thing has like the fattest defensive stats. Quite possibly of all time. Bye bye. Yeah, it was kind of easy, but to be expected against a bloke who's using only fire types and himself. Professor! Damn, nice gaff he's got going on here though. A lot of greenery. A lot of things that I can't interact with because the developers clearly didn't think people would want to be interacting with stuff like this at this far in the game. Anyway, set up the T-spikes, you know how it is. Oh my... How can that thing shake the ground? Oh my goodness. It looks like a Tesco plastic bag. And it just did half my health. Okay, who can I swap into an earthquake? Maurice! Your time is here, Chief. This should kill. Phantom Force. Bro's stalling out my rain. And he kills himself with rough skin. Damn. The aura. Oh, and he's fast too. I think all around Octomom's probably the safest. Hit him with some rain boosted skulls. Signal beam. King Boo's having a bit of a meltdown, but it's okay. Man, if I wasn't doing like an unnecessarily complex challenge for YouTube, I would definitely have that guy on my team. He was my main in Mario Kart Wii. Bruh, is that the piano from Mario 64? That's crazy. I don't know what this guy does. I might as well overheat if I'm swapping out next turn. Plus there's no rain, so this is going to be like the only time in the entire Elite Four where I can click overheat. Why did I make a rain team with a fire type? I guess it's not really in my control. You one-shot him though. Oh, this guy. He's fighting type. Not gonna have enough time to finish that sentence. Oh my god, predicted. Ow. Swagger? Don't tell me you're Mirror Herb Swagger. Okay. Guess the devs, like, haven't programmed in Mirror Herb yet. Or it's broken, just like Fire Plunge and Water Plunge. Okay. This might have like Shadow Sneak or something. Oh, whatever, I don't care. Hit yourself in confusion, I dare you. Nope, okay. This is Torrent boosted, so it might just one-shot. Well, there we go, I guess. Goopa Blooper, overpowered. Egad, fraud. Right. Oh, Maurice died. I forgot about that. Peach's castle. Oh, Peach? I thought Peach was going to be the champion. Anyway, Mario, great job on collecting all 8 power stars. Now you have one more challenge in front of you, defeating me and the rest of the Elite Four. Bit late for that, love. I've already defeated 2 of them. Anyway, this princess is about to send you to another castle. Wow, bars. 2 layers of T-spikes up. You know what that means. Should have seen it coming. Seed bomb. Man's eating too many berries. Anyway, should get rid of you. It's the grass type. Do you just not have a type? Or maybe you're like normal fairy. Bro, when's Starfall's Loki getting carried? I don't want to be the one to say it. But this penguin has not came out with the Pokeball? No. Like the capture. Yeah. He's just been sitting there. He's probably on Xbox right now or something. Chincho. That's a ghost. Bro, what is your type theming? Oh, you cheeky bugger. Damn, if I was doing a Nuzlocke, this is the part where I'd like crash out and like throw my controller or something, but I'm not putting myself through that torture, so there you go. You know what, Starfall? You can sit there gaining XP all you want, you're coming out the ball. Prove your worth. Knock out at least 2 of these captures. There we go. Starfall did something, unless one of these triple axles missed. Birdo. You'd have to do something to a Yoshi or something, right, to get a Birdo. Burning Jealousy. Birdo's got issues. We live though, because Starfall is extremely bulky. As penguins should be. Cute Charm. Wait, Cute Charm works on both genders? Ayo, this game is progressive though. Bitter Malice? Yo, why has she got so many like toxic moves? Burning Jealousy, Bitter Malice, she needs to like seek therapy or something. But until then, she can catch this overheat. Bye, Peach. So the last one's this one. Grassy plains with a castle. Daisy? Only one way to find out who it be. Captain Toad? Not Captain Toad, it's the old Captain Toad. Okay, fair enough. What's up while I have you know I'm used to work a lot with dragons. Right, of course you did. People just lie on their CVs these days, it's crazy. Final Elite Four. It's Toadsworth, it's not Captain Toad. I wish it was Captain Toad, that would be a lot cooler. Anyway, he's got dragons. Oh no. Bro, you can't just do that turn 1. Oh my goodness. Wait, if this knocks him into fetus though? Yeah! Now you're all flat. Ironhead. Trying to get off a cheeky flinch? How dare you? Do I bring in Starfall right way? Nah, I think I go Skelly and just like let her die and then bring it in the penguin. Oh my god, I did nothing. Oh, and we are very, very dead. Red T-Rex has to be like a pseudo-legendary or something. You don't just put like an actual dinosaur in your game and then give him like a bad stat total. I am not confident at all that this knocks him out. It should do. It's 120 base power. Super effective. Yeah, that definitely knocks him out. If he got crit flinch there though, my controller would actually be through the window. Mau Mau. Scale shot? Nah, this thing just turned into a demon. Oh no. Wait, I'm faster. Oh, I'm very silly. I'm a very silly individual. I could have just knocked him out. Recycle? Bro, you're dying to poison. You. I guess a dragon then. That did nothing. Oh god, this guy's got like 7 bajillion defense. Should be able to muscle through though. If he's got 1 trillion defense, we still have like 1 trillion attack. If I had a nickel for every T-Rex this guy had on his team, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. You know what's better than 1 dinosaur? 2 dinosaurs. But it wasn't enough. And now we're on to the champion. Alright, our last bout in the Mariomon underwater fish thing. I don't know what I'm calling this video, to be honest. Wait, no, it's not Luigi, it's Mr. L. Mr. L? You mean Ryan Lance, chairman and CEO of ConocoPhillips Company? Oh my goodness. He's here to stop us from respecting fish. He's gonna put more oil into the ocean. We have to stop him. So I never meet Luigi in disguise. Here a challenger approaches. Will they phase against the Green Lightning, the Cap Champion, the mysterious Mr. L? Mario, I mean... Yes, Mario, the hero of the Mushroom Kingdom. It's too bad for your brother and the other hero of the Mushroom Kingdom, Luigi, is nowhere to be seen. To spectate our bout, I, Mr. L, have been here the whole time. Serve as the champion of the Cap Challenge and will gladly accept your challenge. Have at you. Okay, we got in the final playing? Yo! Played like 5 minutes of that game, got bored. Anyway. Oh dear. Okay, we might just die here. So maybe it's better to flip turn. Oh no, I'm faster. Oh, okay. I could have just waterfalled and killed him. Maurice! Stealth Rock, you actual tryhard. Not like I've been setting entry hazards this entire time. Anyway. That's one down. Mr. Hello? Now we're on 1v1ing you. Who is this Mr. Fish? Imposter. You will never be Maurice. You will never be Maurice. This is gonna do nothing. Well, it might. Oh, okay. I told you. I told you. You can't compete with Maurice unless you get a crit. But nope. There's only going to be one eel left standing at the end of this turn. Mind you, eels don't really stand, do they? Anyway. You know what? If you get this kill, you're my Mario Kart main. Well, I guess I'm maining cheap. Anyway, Fish, go get him. A flip turn out, so I can set up the rain at a different time, and we'll go Octomom. Jerry, the goat. I'm not actually sure if he's a goat or not. He might be a terrible person. Anyway, rain boosted Scold from Octomom. Surely knocks him out though. Easy. I can never tell if this thing's grass type or not. I don't think it is. I think it's just pure fairy. He'll die to poison next turn, but like... I'll still see if I can rapid spin. Get these stealth rocks away. Nice. Has he got only one capture left? He's made amendments with his number one op, apparently. Alright. I think it is only right and just, like all things in the universe, to finish this battle with the one that started it all. The one that's been through more pain than any other water creature. This man had his limbs torn off by Mario in Super Mario Sunshine. Why they included that in the game, I have no idea, but... I was trying to do an epic moment and it didn't kill, or whatever. Poison will kill him, sorry, burn will kill him. Anyway, we win. We beat Mr. L. the oil company boss. It was Luigi? Oh my goodness. No way. Wait, where did he get all those Pokemon though? Sorry, Mariomon language. Where did he get all those captures though? He just had an entirely new team apart from his starter. No thought I would get this far, so I'm not going to overthink this. Instead, wish from the heart. My wish is to go home with my brother. I think I can do. So what about my wish with the fish? Okay, I spoke to Luigi just then, and he said that he also included in his wish that fish will be like equal in that, and people will stop hating on water levels. So yeah, Porkapuff. I can't. This guy's name is too long. Like, yo, not my Mario Kart main. I'm being a cheap main. Maurice, who's kind of photobombing. Fish, but it's okay. Starfall, that didn't really do much, but it's okay. And Calamar the goat. Damn. Whole team aura farming. Look at them. Amazing. Is Alpharad actually his last name? So, we did it. Hopefully people around the world now hate water levels just a little bit less. And that includes you too. If you made it this far, please consider liking the video and subscribing. It's free, and you can change your mind at any time. Thank you to my channel members, and I'll see you guys in the next one.